Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is great to have you here because on today's little tidbit, we are talking about abrasives and our favorite stock removal abrasive belt. And I'm incredibly excited to be able to talk about it because abrasives and the type of abrasives that you choose for the job that you have at hand is incredibly important. Making is all about having an image in your mind's eye, in your brain, hanging around your neurons, that is not yet reality. You then need to go ahead and take yourself a piece of steel, you need to work on it, put input into it to transform it into a blade or whatever it is that you're making. What you don't want to have to do during that whole process is fight poor machinery and fight poor supplies that make it more difficult for you to achieve that goal. If you can work faster, you're going to be able to make a whole lot more money because the savings of cheap abrasives go nowhere near to the value of your lost time in fighting a poor abrasive. And if you're not in it for the money, you're still going to be able to learn more because you're going to be able to make knives faster and get the repetitions in at a far higher rate. Learn how to grind bevels with belts that stay sharp and consistently cut, and overall, professional or hobbyist, have a more pleasant time at the machine, which is a really important one not to forget. The belts that we love are these. These are the Cubitron II 984F belts. They are new from 3M, and we are thrilled that we are a 3M distributor, and we can offer these because they're the bee's knees. I talk about bee's knees a lot, and that's because the whole idea of what it is that we want to do is we want to offer a curated selection of the best tools and supplies, which is exactly why we have these. So 3M has applied a whole lot of science to these abrasives. Unlike traditional, conventional ceramic abrasives where they're just kind of clumps of ceramic there, these are precision-shaped triangular grains, which means that you are very efficiently cutting the steel or other alloy as you're grinding it. And when the abrasive breaks down, it's constantly exposing new sharp edges for cool grinding and very fast grinding, which is incredibly important. We've tried as many abrasives as we can get our hands on, and we've even tried as many abrasives as we can from 3M's Cubitron II lineup, and we are quite confident that this is the best offering for the knife maker because we're grinding on a lot of hardened steel. 3M designed this belt specifically for grinding on hard to grind materials like stainless steel, like cobalt chrome, and like nickel, which is why it excels in our hardened steel applications, which in the grand scheme of industry are rather rare. Such hard steel requires an incredibly high performing belt. This is it. But with all of this said, talking about grinding and throwing sparks, nowhere near as much fun as actually doing it. Remember guys, when you're grinding, you're putting a lot of harmful dust into the air. Make sure you wear a respirator and eye and ear protection. You don't want anything bad happening to yourself. You want to be making stuff for a long time. This is a piece of 5/8 or 16mm round 4340 steel. We did 2 minutes of grinding on a piece of 4340 5/8 steel, and this is what the belts look like. At the bottom is the Cubitron II, at the top is one of my all-time favorite belts. That's right, we didn't just take any cheapo belt to compare this to. We took the belt that I've been using for years since I was in the UK. We sought this out in the US to sell because it's an amazing belt. It is a top-of-the-line belt. And yet, after 2 minutes of grinding, this is what the steel looks like. 4 inches of stock removal for the SIA, 5 inches of stock removal for the 3M. This is still an amazing belt, but the 3M has so much more life left on it. Look at this under the microscope. This is utterly amazing. Look at this picture in picture. The 3M 36 grit alongside the SIA, another top-in-class belt, and you'll see just how much more life left the 3M has. Here is that SIA after those 2 minutes of grinding. You can see a lot of the abrasive has been ripped off. It's even started tearing steel and leaving it on the belt. It's just plowing through the material at this point. Here you can see it up on angle. You can see just how much of the abrasive is ripped off and how dull it looks. And here with the Cubitron II 984F, it looks a whole lot sharper. And here you can see the abrasive is much finer. The individual chunks of abrasives are starting to break, and they break cleanly, leaving you with sharp edges. Instead of plowing through the material, it keeps cutting, and there's a whole lot less steel stuck to the abrasive from that plowing. And then here up on edge, you can see just how sharp the precision-shaped grain is, even when the tops of it have been broken off. And that's the whole point. It stays sharp longer because those triangles break and keep revealing sharp edges. These are the belts that are going to save you time, help you make more money, and learn faster. We are extremely excited to be able to offer this particular model because it just takes the cake in this application, in this industry. We offer it in 36, 60, 80, and 120 grit. The typical way that we progress at the shop is we do 36, 60, 120, but I know some people like to go 60, 80, 120, so that's why we offer the differences. And when we're making a knife, we will then, from our 120, jump over to our Trizact series of finishing belts, and so be sure to check out our offering on them too. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm really, really thrilled that you're able to make it this far. I hope you give these belts a try. I'm sure you're not going to be disappointed. If you are, just let us know. We're going to make it right. Thank you so much. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.